Good evening, everybody. It's another Cook With Me recipe. We're doing a pork chop recipe. Now, I've done a lot of shortcuts today because somebody made some suggestions and I figured I'd try it out. But there are certain shortcuts you can't really do, and that's cooking, the actual cooking part. So, what we have to do to start this dish, turn your oven on to 350, get yourself a baking sheet lined with parchment paper, and once you've done that, which that's all set up at my prep table, it says to coat your frying pan, put your stove on medium-high heat, coat your frying pan, let it get warm. I'm just following the recipes. Good evening, everybody. Today we're doing a Nordic style pork chop, which the base ingredients are, of course, pork. But your other ingredients are, you're gonna need olive oil spray, couple of bone in, but I don't have bone in. I have regular pork chops. I have no bone pork chops. A blood orange, or any orange will do. Blood orange is actually supposed to be better, sweeter, whatnot, but I don't have blood oranges in my area. 10 mint leaves, or 10 fresh mint sprigs plus their leaves. This is for this is for serving one person. This is one person's worth of food. 2 fingerling potatoes, boiled and cut into wedges. I do not have fingerling potatoes, but I use smaller baby potatoes. Salt and pepper to taste. Wildflower honey, 2 teaspoons worth. 2 teaspoons worth of soy sauce, and 1 tablespoon worth of chopped onions. I use slivered or cut, thinly sliced almonds. I do not have a book wedge or something to keep my book from flying open. That'll work, maybe. So the first thing you do is you need to turn your oven on to 350. Get yourself a nice frying pan, turn it on to medium heat, and spray it with the olive oil spray, which you can get this at Aldi's. So I have my pan ready. It's starting to heat up, and because I'm trying to make this dish for everybody in the house, I have several small to medium-sized pork chops, and I'm gonna cook all of them. And trying to keep my fingers as clean as possible. That pan is feeling like it's just getting ready to be usable. And no, once I'm done using these tongs, I will rinse them off or throw them in my dishwasher and get a different pair of tongs. Any good quality cook will tell you that one of the areas that is hardest to keep clean in their house is their kitchen, because they're constantly filling up the sink with cooking utensils and that kind of stuff. Okay, that goes in the sink. This goes in the garbage. I know I have one particular viewer that made the comment about, there he goes again, blank screen. Well, I'm sorry, I have ADHD, which means even if I have everything prepped, like I will show you here in a second, there's always something that's going to cause me to jump off screen for a second or two, like throwing away my trash, putting stuff in my sink. Now, the instructions for these pork chops says right here, coat your nonstick pan with olive oil spray and heat over medium-high heat. Add the pork and cook, turning once about 4 minutes or until both sides are browned. So while that is cooking, see if I can turn my camera towards my other countertop where I have more room. I've already gotten everything measured out. See if I can, no I can't, okay. Alright, I have everything measured out. I have my mint here in its container. But it says here, place your orange wedges, your mint springs, and your potatoes on a prepared baking sheet. Here's my prepared baking sheet. Now what they want you to do, see how much mint I have. Mint is something I use a lot in this house. Now I'm not going to pull the leaves off because my mom does not like dried. She likes the flavor of the mint leaves and whatnot in the food. So I just leave the leaves on. You can take the leaves off to use as garnish. Same with the almonds. The almonds, which I have, sorry I don't memorize all this stuff. One tablespoon worth of chopped almonds. This is semi-chopped, more like sliced. That's supposed to be a garnish as well as the almond leaf, or the almond leaves, mint leaves. But I just leave it like this. And I just try to throw a couple sprigs. No, I'm just going to throw it all in there because that's the last thing I meant. Those two leaves have gone bad. So, get your mint. Take, it's supposed to be half an orange per person. This is roughly enough for 3 people. It's like one full large orange. So you just spread them out. You're supposed to wedge them and whatnot. Just spread them out on the baking sheet. Sorry if you guys didn't see me do that, but it's spread out. I should have done it over here so you can see what I was doing instead of over my shoulder. Which means you probably didn't see me do this, but I got the oranges laid out on the sheet. Then you're supposed to use springling potatoes, but I don't. So I have these little small baby potatoes. Ooh, this broke even more than I thought it did, darn it. They're supposed to be boiled. I have them boiled and dried already and cut. They're not warm anymore. They're room temperature, but they were nice and warm when I cut them. You can, if you have bigger potatoes, you cut them in wedges. If you have these small ones, like I do, you cut them just in half. And try to make sure the halves don't stick together or the wedges don't stick together, and spread them out throughout your baking sheet. Yep. That one wanted to jump and roll. Once that's done, you set that off to the side. Okay, another minute or so. Now I'm just gonna move that over there. Now we have the rest of the ingredients. And seeing what I have, I don't need such a giant mixing bowl. Let me get one of my baby mixing bowls. It says here to basically, if you want to use salt and pepper, you can sprinkle salt and pepper on top of your orange wedges and potatoes. So while that's still cooking, it tells me to basically, see if I can do this without spilling stuff. It's 1 teaspoon of soy sauce. Pour in your little mixing bowl. Oh, I messed up already. Forgive me, folks. That was not enough soy sauce for the recipe. You gotta try to drizzle some more in there. Basically, it's 1 teaspoon of soy sauce, 1 teaspoon of honey per person. So this might be a guess job on how much I really needed, because I didn't measure properly. Sometimes I do that. Let's see how good these are doing. Let's focus on the pork chops real quick. Take one of your pork chops. Okay, that's nice. Come on. Maybe I should have used the pork. Oh yeah, those are looking nice. Okay, flip them over and let them cook for another 4 minutes on that side. Get back over here to my sauce. I'm sorry that you're seeing things from a distance. It's because I was running out of counter space. Alright, that's not enough honey, so I'm going to have to try to get 2 more teaspoons worth of honey in here. That looks about right. Of course, we don't want it too sweet because of certain people who are trying to watch their sugar intake. You might want to need one of these little guys. Scrape your honey into your soy sauce. Come on. Try to get as much of it as you can out. I'll have to run some. Try to whisk it together. That's not working as well as I had hoped. It happens. It happens to the best of us young chefs. Just try and get it whisked together so it's more solidified. Or not solidified. Liquidy. See if I can do this without making a big old mess. And I'll probably have to get another small spatula, but just, I know some people probably like, oh, you should have drizzled them separately. No. Okay, that looks pretty good. Pretty emulsified. Alright, let's check on my pork chops, see if they're done on the other side. I know it probably wasn't 4 minutes, but we'll see what happens. Actually, let's see if I can move you guys. Try on camera. Alright, let's just angle that a little bit better. Okay, there we go. Oh yeah. Go ahead and turn that off. Now it says to just put the chops on your bed of vegetables and whatnot. I'm actually going to try to cook this one a little bit longer because it's bigger, which means it's going to take longer to cook. You can remove this from the stove. I'm just going to... A lot of people say don't run water over a hot pan. Well, some pans you can do that with because of their design. Oh, good. I found one of my other ones. Now I say drizzle this on top. So I'm sorry, I'm a right-handed person. I don't know why I can't pour with my right hand as well as my left hand. Try to get as much of this sauce on top of your meat and scrape it as you go, so as it comes out you get a mixture of honey and soy sauce on your chops. that sticky mess in a wet sink. Now it says to just take your almonds, just sprinkle it all over. Now you stick it in your oven for up to 12 minutes. So oof, blast of hot heat there. Alexa, give me a 12-minute timer.
Second timer, 12 minutes, starting now.
All right, so that's that. Basically tells you to cook it for 12 minutes and then check its temperature for 140. 145 is what the internal temperature of the pork is supposed to be according to this recipe. It's one of the many simple recipes I do out of this book. If you're interested, it's a 1-to-1 carb to protein ratio. Most of your carbs are in the potatoes. And for basically per serving, which is one person, it's 407 calories with 53 grams worth of 53 grams worth of protein, 43 grams worth of carbs, 8 fibers, 9 grams of fat, 1 gram of saturated fat, and 930 milligrams worth of sodium. The sodium is probably from your salt, if you use salt, and definitely from your soy sauce. So when this is done, I'll come back, turn you guys on, pull it all out, check it, record that, and see what it looks like. All right, our 12-minute timer just went off. Set up my temperature gauge thingy. Oh man, that's really good. A lot of juices in there, which is a good sign because then the temperature of the bigger one. Okay, that one is 146, actually 147. Smaller one, also 1. Okay, get off. All right. Temperature says meat is done. So I'm gonna pull this out. Stick it out. All right. There it is. Looks really good. Just have to get my serviceware. Can you?
Yeah, I was gonna do
Okay. Alrighty. I forgot what I was doing now.
I think you have to get your service clear.
Yeah. Well, I'll just have to get. We can use forks for getting the meat and whatnot.
Yeah. We can.
Stay there. See if I can do this with a set of tongs. Oh. Leave the. I know it's probably monotonous for you guys, but just imagine I'm the one who's trying to get it up on the plate. Here, I got an idea. Here we've got our pork chops and goodies with the sauce to put on top of everything once we cut everything up. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this little recipe and whatnot. I don't know why my face looks the way it does. My camera's a little wacky right now. If you want exact information or details on how to make this dish, just let me know in the comment box, and I will try to put that information in as soon as I can if I don't do it beforehand. So you guys know what to do. If you like the video, put your thumbs up in there. If you have any comments or whatnot, go ahead and put it in the comment box. If you're new to my channel and like the recipes or the cooking aspect of this channel, maybe you want to join just for the cooking. I try to do at least one cooking recipe a day. Doesn't mean I'm going to have it up on the net every day, but yeah, you get the idea. So you guys enjoy. Have a good day. Bye.